Hello. We are going over the 324 biblical prophecies that prove Jesus is the Messiah. You are watching this on the Halachgoy channel of YouTube. I'm a Halachgoy, and you can be one too. 324 biblical prophecies that prove Jesus is the Messiah. Prophecy number 36. I shall see him, but not now. We find this prophecy in the book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 17. Balaam is speaking. I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. A star will come out of Jacob. A scepter will rise out of Israel. He will crush the foreheads of Moab, the skulls of all the sons of Sheth. We find the fulfillment of this prophecy in the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 4. But when the time had fully come, God sent his Son, born of a woman, born under the law. So Balaam is saying, I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. He is seeing something. Balaam was speaking prophetic words concerning Israel. He said he could see something that was not there at the present time, and it was not near at the he was seeing something that was not there in that time frame when he was standing there. Paul, the Apostle Paul, in the book of Galatians, speaks of that being the God sending his Son, born of a woman, born under the law. That would be considered the fulfillment of this prophecy. Balaam says that he saw there will be a time, and Paul is saying this is the time. But is that really the prophecy that was being spoken of by Balaam? Balaam is speaking, I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. A star will come out of Jacob. A scepter will rise out of Israel. Then Balaam goes on to say what's going to happen when the star comes out of Judah and the scepter rises out of Israel. He will crush the foreheads of Moab, the skulls of all of the sons of Seth. He then goes on in the 18th and 19th verses. Edom will be conquered. Seir, his enemy, will be conquered. But Israel will grow strong. A ruler will come out of Jacob and destroy the survivors of the city. According to Balaam's prophecy, this star that would come out of Judah, the scepter that would rise out of Israel, was going to do some stuff. And you can read these words in many different ways, but crushing Moab, the sons of Seth, Edom, Seir, the survivors of the city, the people that were going to be staying and hassling Israel through the ages. This ruler was going to attack and conquer these other nations that were bothering Israel. One way of understanding this would be in the time of King David. We understand that many of the prophecies that are spoken of concerning the Messiah were first of all concerning King David, and then later, because the Messiah would be in the lineage and in the tradition of David, these prophecies would also apply to the Messiah. King David did these things. King David defeated these enemies of Israel. The Messiah will defeat the enemies of Israel. In the Messianic age, the nations will have a choice whether to attach themselves to Israel or to fight against Israel. And the Messiah will lead the conquering of the nations, any nations that choose to fight against the Messiah. None of this happened during the lifetime of Jesus. This is in fact messianic prophecy, but it does not apply to Jesus. So when the Apostle Paul says, when the time had finally come, God sent his Son, born of a woman, born under the law, the Apostle Paul could not possibly have been referring to this messianic prophecy that was spoken by Balaam in the book of Numbers. The next prophecy, this is of a truth that prophet is found in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 15. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you next time.